It's something that I've really come to terms with and accept now. How long do you plan to stay in your house? It can take so long to fall pregnant. Until recently, I was convinced this would be what I would call my little girl. How are your periods and mental health since you've come off the pill? I had great intentions with the Peloton. Did you get your money back from that company? It's giving podcast, in all honesty. Hello everyone, how are we all? I hope you're all good. I thought this week we could do a little Q&A, and I also need to do my nails today, so I thought kill two birds with one stone, let's do it at the same time. Take me about an hour to film a Q&A, it takes me about an hour, maybe two, to do my nails. So let's combine them and I'll show you how I do my biab as we go. I actually worked with a nail brand on Instagram. I posted the content this week and the brand was Miley. I loved working with them because you guys know me, I love doing my nails at home. Today though, I'm going to be using one of my blue sky colours because I'm going to Luxembourg next week. I'll delve into this, but the Miley colours that I've got are all very Christmassy, and even though we're going to the Christmas markets, I want to save a sparkly red for actual Christmas, do you know what I mean? So I want to go with just this. I guess it's like a plum. It's a little bit purpley. I think I want this one anyway. Do I want this or do I want a dark red? This shade colour is, it's just 80537. I'll link it down below if I can find it. I asked a few questions over on Instagram and I've just remembered I also asked in the comments of last week's vlog, so let me get those comments up as well and I will answer both of them for you. First thing I'm going to do though is use a little bit of Prep and Wipe liquid on all of my nails. My nails are completely bare, which is so rare, but before I filmed the Miley job, obviously I had to have completely bare nails. Normally I would just do my builder gel and just keep doing infills because obviously that makes your nails so much stronger. But honestly, when I filed it all off and now I've filed it off again to film this video, my nails are so thin and weak. It's actually very concerning. Nothing a bit of builder gel can't hide though, is it? I'm also going to just damage my nails a little bit more and put some of this Nail Prep dehydrator on. This just literally does what it says on the bottle. Dehydrates your nails, gets rid of all the moisture so that the gel can cling better to your nails. I love doing it and I love the way that builder gel looks and feels. It feels like, well, pretty much my nails never break. Without builder gel though, my nails are so bendy. It actually hurts when they bend. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply a thin layer of the base coat. And the first question, a lot of the YouTube ones are very similar to the Instagram ones that I've screenshot. So the first one is, what is your approach to goal setting for personal and professional life? Do you set goals at the beginning of the year or take it as life comes and set goals as you think of them? I'd love to know more about that and what tools you use to do it. Sorry, I'm not gonna be looking at the camera a lot because I'm painting my nails, aren't I? Maybe I should move the camera down a little bit actually. That way you can hopefully see what I'm doing. So I do set goals at the beginning of the year. Do I stick to them? Do you know what? The best thing that I do is create a mood board. Every new year I create it and I set it as my desktop on my laptop, so I look at it every single day, and I do think that helps even subconsciously to kind of keep you on track. I do set some numerical goals of, I don't know, how much money I want to have saved, and I write all of that in my notes. I found it the other day actually, my 2025 notes. You can pin notes at the top of your notes page in your notes app, by the way, so that's what I do with it. I pin it at the top. Very rarely look at it though. And I split that into different sections. So I had personal, let me get it up actually. Personal, career, relationship and house. And I've got a few things ticked off, but not a lot of them, to be honest with you. In personal, for example, one of them was go to the dentist because I hadn't been to the dentist in years, and I did that in January. I'm going to make it a yearly thing and go every January now. So yeah, that's what I do. I make my mood board and I make a notes app on my phone, and then there's an app called Sticky Notes, and on the 1st of every month I will change my goals on the Sticky app, so that's also on my lock screen. So for example, my November goals, I'll screenshot it and put it on screen. I can see here every day, complete all ads, launch Boso Festive and post more short form. But sometimes that'll be last month I put on there rest and recoup a bit more because I just needed to chill out a bit last month. That really helps to keep on track, a month by month goal thing. So yeah, those three things I would say is what I do, and I mean they seem to work for me for the most part. Someone says, what is your stance on consumerism? Would you do a 2026 resolutions video, and would you try a no spend challenge? And the replies to that question, someone said, yeah, she spends on things a lot. Someone else said, her consumerism on clothes is a bit ridiculous, to be honest. And you know what? I completely agree. I would argue that I actually have a shopping addiction. I know that sounds a bit ridiculous, but honestly, if I haven't got a parcel arriving at my door almost every day, I start thinking, what can I buy then? It's a joke. not buying super expensive things all the time. Don't get me wrong, every now and again I do splash out. It's really hard though, because in this job I feel like I kind of justify it to myself, because I think if I buy this, then it gives me something to share with people, or I can make an affiliate link from it and I can try and earn some commission back. Do you know what I mean? So it definitely like feeds into itself, and it's not good. So would I do a no spend challenge? I actually did do a couple of no spend challenges this year where I tried to do it for a month. I just didn't film it. And I think I succeeded for 1 month where I didn't buy anything that was like unnecessary. But even then, life is still expensive. Like there's still bills to be paid, there's still food shops to do. I'm now going to do my builder gel, so I'm going to use this one today from the gel bottle in the shade Dolly. But as I was saying, doing the food shop does actually kind of suppress the need to buy things for me, because it feels like I am buying things even though it's literally essentials. I know I need to work on the consumerism, but I think in this day and age so many people have that problem. I have friends who have way more parcels arrive than I do, so that probably justifies it to me as well. I think, oh, like especially Josh's sister, she has parcels arriving multiple times every day, and neither of us are like earning loads of money, do you know what I mean? But I compare myself to her and I think, well, I could be worse. I definitely blame most of it on this job though, and this industry, and just the world we live in now. Everything is so easy to buy. It's actually too easy to buy stuff on Apple Pay. I'm just doing a thin layer of this builder gel first of all, and then I'm gonna go in with the thicker coat. Okay, the next question is, when are you having human babies? That was literally the first question that was asked on my Instagram, and the answer to that is I don't know when I'm having human babies. To be honest, I probably would have a human baby whenever now, really. I feel like I'm ready for it, but I'm very aware of the fact that like it can take so long to fall pregnant, and also I want me and Josh to both be in exactly the same phase of life, and I definitely think I'm more ready for it than Josh is. I think that's just like a male and female thing. Not that he doesn't want kids, I think we're both, to be fair, just very much enjoying this phase of life. The next question is, did you get your money back from that company? And my answer, I will keep it short and sweet, no. I said if I ever got that money back I would do a giveaway. No giveaway has been done yet. Still keeping my fingers crossed, but I'm not holding my breath. What's your current favourite makeup product you can't live without? Do you know what I'm really enjoying at the minute? It's next to me here. This from L'Oreal, this Glotion. I mixed this in with my moisturiser. Is that focusing? I actually can't tell, even though I've got my contacts in. Mix this with my moisturiser in the morning and it really does give you a nice glow. I use the shade Light Glow. But for me, my number one makeup product is always concealer, because I have the worst genetic under eye bags ever. If anyone knows if there's any products that I can use, I think it's just hereditary, to be honest though. I don't think there's any products that I can use to get rid of under eye bags if they're just from my genes. But if anyone's ever used an eye mask or anything like that, I might ask for some eye masks for Christmas, so please let me know your recommendations. I honestly contort my hands into the weirdest shapes when I'm painting my nails. Hopefully you've got this video on in the background while you're doing something else rather than just watching me not even look at you. I feel a bit rude not looking at you while I'm talking, but I need to see what I'm doing, you know? Next question. How are you finding Reformer Pilates? Is it a branch or an independent Reformer Pilates? I think it's independent. I don't know. They might have a couple of locations, I think. It's called the Infinity Studio. And you know what? I'm really enjoying it, to the point where this week I've been so busy with work. Every single evening I've been working really late. And I actually thought to myself, I wish I could just go to Pilates. What? What do you mean I would rather be doing kind of a workout? It is a workout. It's not like cardio, so you don't get super out of breath, which is why I like it, I think, because I hate that feeling of feeling out of breath. And I hate getting overly sweaty and feeling like a little bit faint and dizzy. Do you know what I mean? You know, like when you run too far and then you've got to sit down. I hate that feeling. So yeah, it definitely suits me to do Reformer more, and I'm excited to get stronger with it. And it's also a nice like excuse to wear a different outfit, wear something cute. That goes back to the consumerism though, doesn't it? Someone said, what is on your Christmas list this year and what will you be buying in the Black Friday sales? So I've bought a couple of bits like for myself that my mum will give me for Christmas in the sale so far, but one of the main things that I'm really excited about is I've got my first Emma Bridgewater mug. Emma Bridgewater did a collab with Clarkson's Farm with Diddley Squat, and the mugs are so good. That's one of my favourite programmes ever. I think it's hilarious, and the mug that I got has got Richard Ham on it, which won't make sense to a lot of people, but if you've watched Clarkson's Farm you'll know. So yeah, I'm really excited, and And I can't believe that's the first mug that I've got from Emma Bridgewater. For a girl that drinks so much tea, that is diabolical. What else? What am I going to be buying in the Black Friday sales? To be honest, just Christmas presents for people. Like whatever good deals are on. I've already bought a couple. I don't know if there's anything specific though. I'm trying to think if there's anything house related. Do you know what I do really want is that Shark, not for Christmas, but I do want that Shark steam mop vacuum thing that I've seen so many people talking about. I might see if that's on sale in the Black Friday sales. Other than that though, am I even an influencer? Because I can't think of anything off the top of my head in the Black Friday sales. I find it a little bit overwhelming, especially on Instagram. I think I might just share a few of like my top picks because everyone just posts, you need to buy this on Black Friday, and it's a bit overwhelming, isn't it? So I think I might maybe just find like my top 3 things that I think that is actually really good value for money and just share those, because I know everyone just does it for the affiliate links. That's why your favourite influencers are sharing their Black Friday finds. It's because they earn money when you click on the link, which there's nothing wrong with. I think go for it, but it makes me feel overwhelmed when I see so many. Right, I'm now doing the thicker layer of the builder gel, so I just dab a little blob of this at the base of my nail and kind of like drag it side to side up my nail. I've definitely done like more in-depth tutorials on this on my channel, and then I use a thin little brush to take it right to the edges. I've actually got a new brush that Miley sent. I'm going to use this instead, which is like an angled brush, and this is so good for taking it right to the edges. It's quite a stiff brush, so it really helps to like move the product exactly where you want it. I always focus on the corners as well, especially when I do square nails like this. I focus on putting thicker builder gel on the corners of my nails just so they don't break off, because I feel like if anyone's going to break, it's going to be the corner, isn't it? Someone said, how does the finance, money, taxes side work with YouTube and being self-employed? I wish I could give a more detailed answer, but basically I use an accountant that my family have used for years, and I just have to give him pretty much like my bank statements for the year for my personal bank account, both my business bank accounts, and he calculates how much tax I need to pay, and then he sends it over to me on email and says, this is where you pay, this is how much, this is your reference. And it's literally like buying something online. Like, it actually baffled me the first time I paid taxes. I was like, why is this so easy? In my mind it needed to be a lot more difficult than it was, but it's just like doing an online checkout. So yeah, that's how it works basically. And then obviously I pay my accountant to like work out all the figures and stuff, but I would rather do that. I know you can do it yourself on like QuickBooks and stuff, but I don't want to get it wrong because the tax man is scary. And I know people in the past that have like put things against their tax that they shouldn't have, and then their whole career gets like questioned and they have to show receipts for everything, and I just think that's such a faff. So I would rather give it to someone who knows exactly what they're doing than do it wrong by myself and have to deal with that palaver. So just know, if you're using an accountant, you're doing it legally and you're doing it right and you're paying the tax that you need to pay. There's 2 questions here next to each other about coming off the pill. One says, what was my experience like coming off the pill? And someone else says, how are your periods and mental health since you've come off the pill? To be honest with you, I've been quite lucky because, well, I say that. When I first came off the pill, I came off in May now, and as I'm filming this, it's November, if you're watching this like in the future. So I've been off it for June, July, August, September, October, November, 6 months. And I was really lucky that my periods went back to a regular cycle straight away. Like first month, a month after I stopped taking the pill, I got my first period. And then the next month, I got my period. Like, it was very regular straight away. Then when I went away, we went to Italy, and I started taking that period delay tablet because I was due to be on my period when we were away. And obviously I've never had to deal with that before because I've always been on the pill, so I've always like timed my pill with being away before. So I took that, I can't remember what it's called, norethosone or something like that. And then the first period after I took that was horrendous. I had such bad cramps, and it's kind of thrown my cycle off a little bit as well, which is a bit annoying. But before taking that period delay pill, it was really regular. So I do kind of wish that I never took it, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone told me it would take like 6 months to a year for my periods to regulate. I don't know if I just got lucky with it, but I see a lot online that your periods are way worse when you come off the pill. Mine were exactly the same as when I was on the pill, to be honest with you. I didn't really have any like majorly negative side effects, not from coming off it anyway. So don't let that scare you. If you're like wanting to come off but you think, oh god, I really don't want to have like really heavy periods, it might not. Everyone is so different. I'm not saying that you'll definitely be fine and it will definitely be the same as normal, but it's a possibility, and I didn't even think it was. I was expecting the worst and I was pleasantly surprised. And I really like now that I know my body better and I know my cycle, which leads me on to another question that someone asked. Someone said, is the Aura ring worth it and is it good for tracking your cycle and stuff? And I think the Aura ring is so worth it purely for tracking your cycle. Like, it takes your temperature every morning, and from that it predicts when you're going to start your period. And I use it alongside the Natural Cycles app they like link together. So all I have to do is look in the Natural Cycles app and it will predict when my period's going to start from my temperature. But you can just sign up for Natural Cycles without an Oura ring and take your temperature with the thermometer every morning, which is what I was doing at first when I came off the pill. But the first week that I was taking my temperature, I forgot to do it for 2 days and I thought this isn't going to be reliable to track my cycle. So that's why I got the Oura ring and now it does it for me. I absolutely love it. I can't imagine not using it now. Next question is, how are you getting on with the Peloton? Oh no, a few people have asked this. I got the Peloton on Facebook Marketplace and when I picked it up, the woman was like, oh, I'm a bit sad to see it go. And the man was like, you haven't used it for about 6 months. He even said to us, he went, I'll give it a few months and you'll just be hanging your clothes off it to dry. And we were like, no, we really want to get into it. We really want to use it regularly. I have to be honest, it's collecting cobwebs in the garage. We will get back into it. We have no excuse. We've made excuses to ourselves, but ultimately we've just been lazy. So, but yeah, I think I want to try, because the Peloton subscription is expensive. It's like £40 a month. I think I want to try free tutorials on YouTube instead, because then I don't feel quite as guilty about it just sitting there. Oh dear. I had great intentions with the Peloton. Thank God I bought it on Facebook Marketplace and not brand new, because those things are expensive when you buy it brand new. Someone said, if you weren't doing content creation, what job do you think you'd be doing? Honestly, in another life, I would love to be a midwife. I think they are heroes, and I would love to be a really good midwife that gives women the best experience possible having their babies. One, like I'd love to be good at the job, but I'd also love to be good at the mental side of it as well, and like giving women the support they need, because I have heard some horror stories about some experiences that people have had when they're having their babies, but equally I've heard lots of really good experiences. I would love to help women having their babies and giving birth. I'd love that to be like one of the best days of their lives and be remembered in that experience. I'd love to just be there for the biggest day of someone's life and make a difference. Do you know what I mean? And I love babies, so imagine the newborn cuddles. Let me know in the comments, if I was your midwife, do you think you'd trust me? I know I can be a little bit ditzy sometimes, but I like to think I'd make you laugh. I'm just holding my hand upside down so all the builder gel can like collect at the middle of my nails. Just touched that by accident. How annoying. That is the fairly thick layer done, so now I'm going to cure that for another 60 seconds. I always do my fingers first and then my thumb after, just because I can hold it up the right way then. So next question is, have you got any holidays planned? Only the one that we're going on next week. So we're going to Luxembourg and we're going with Josh's friends, so there's 6 of us all together. I'm really excited for it actually. We're having a day trip to a German Christmas market and a day trip to a French Christmas market, and obviously the Luxembourg Christmas markets as well. So that is the sole purpose of the trip, is to see all the Christmas markets, eat some bratwurst, have some hot chocolate. I am so excited. I feel like it's come at a really good time because the past couple of weeks have been so busy. I've had a few overwhelmed tears, so it'd be nice just to get away and just spend time with friends. But that's the only one we've got booked. I think next year we would love to go to maybe Switzerland. I feel like a lot of people book holidays in the January sales, so maybe we'll have a look at it then. I've heard Switzerland can be quite expensive when you're out there, so if anyone's got any recommendations for Switzerland, feel free to let me know. We're not really beach holiday kind of people. Well, I am if I'm like with the right people, but Josh hates a beach holiday. He gets so bored. So maybe I'll do like a beach holiday with a friend or something instead. Alice, you want to do a beach holiday? Somewhere not too far away, not too long, because I get anxious leaving sunny. Maybe like a long weekend in Spain. That would be nice. I just know watching this footage back, my posture's going to be horrific for this whole video. I'm going to be sat like a prawn or like a quaver, aren't I? Anyway, next question. Do you feel like there is a pressure to be a certain way online to be liked? Do you know what? I actually don't, because when I think about the creators that I watch and that I like, everyone is so different. I think people like you for different reasons. I've always kind of gone by your vibe attracts your tribe. Like, you just be yourself and the people that are similar to you will find your content. So not really, to be honest. I think there's different creators for whatever people are looking for. There's like the funny creators or there's the cozy creators. I feel like I'd like to be a mixture of those two. But then there's the family vloggers and the beauty creators. Like, whatever you want to do, there will be someone to watch your content. So yeah, not really. Someone else said, what are you most excited for at Christmas time? I mean, it's got to be the food, hasn't it? It's always the food. M&S at Christmas. I'm not really an M&S through the year kind of girly, especially for like food. For snacks, yeah, maybe a little bit more. M&S food at Christmas, you just can't beat it. I think I'm going to do this entire hand first rather than starting by ab. So I'm now going to use the colour and do either 2 or 3 coats of this. I'll see what it needs. I will say the Miley colour that I used in that ad, it was like the sparkly red, only needed 1 coat. It is so good. The blue sky ones do need a little bit more, I think. Have you got Sunny any Christmas presents yet? I actually have. I did a Temu order the other day and I've got her 3 snuffle mats and like an electric ball on a rope, so like you can grab it but it also rolls around on itself, and I just think that would be so funny. I don't know if she's going to be scared of it at first, but then I feel like she'll love it after a while. I always do these two fingers first. I don't know why. I always start with that one, go on to that one, then this one, then that one. This is a really lovely colour actually. A little wintry plum, and I think it might only need 2 coats. I did notice that the Miley Builder gel isn't quite as thick as the gel bottle, so it's probably a lot less damaging for your nails, to be honest. But because my nails are so thin right now, that is why I'm using the gel bottle, because I need all the help I can get. I need it lathered on there. But yeah, I'd say if you want to do gel nails and you don't want your nails to be majorly damaged, probably stick to Miley. Next question, do you own your Sunnyside office or rent? Sorry, I'm nosy and have always wondered. I rent the Sunnyside office. I wish I owned it. Imagine that'd be nice, but no, I rent it. And the landlord's so lovely. I'm very, very lucky. And fun fact, my brother also has a business on the same estate as where the Sunnyside office is, and my mum works with me at Sunnyside and my dad works with my brother at his business, so all 4 of us, the whole family, are on the same estate every day. How cute is that? It's nice to know that I've got people nearby if I should need them. What are your plans for Christmas Day? So Christmas Day we're going to do the same as we did last year. So Josh and I will wake up together at home with Sunny, obviously, do our presents between us and take Sunny out for a Christmas walk. I love the dog walk on Christmas Day. It's so wholesome. Everyone in the village says Merry Christmas to each other and the vibes are just so lovely. Christmas Day makes me love the public, the one day a year. And then we will go to my parents together in the morning and do some presents with them, probably have bacon sandwich or something in the morning, and then Josh goes to his family's for Christmas lunch, sees all of them. I stay with my family and have Christmas lunch, and my brother and my sister-in-law and my nephew come round. The main reasons that Josh and I split up for Christmas lunch at the minute is because we both think our families have the best Christmas dinner, obviously, and also I want to see my nephew, so that's what we do in the middle of the day. And then in the evening I'll go over to Josh's family and we'll probably play some games and stuff, so we both get to see both families on Christmas Day, which is really nice, and it works really well for us right now. I'm sure there'll be Christmas days in the future where we'll do like the whole day with one family and then the next year the whole day with the other family. Isn't this colour so nice? This is 1 coat, so it does need another coat, but it's pretty opaque. Next question is, what's your biggest dream in life? If you know me, you know what I'm about to say. Being a mum, literally that is it. That is all I've ever wanted since I've been a little girl. That's all I've looked forward to. I've always said, literally from being like a young teenager, that I can't wait for the day where I'm just getting up, doing the packed lunch, doing kids breakfast, doing the school run. I'm just really excited for that era of life. That's my only dream, really. Obviously I'd like to be financially comfortable and not worry about money and things like that, and just be able to give my kids a really lovely childhood. But ultimately, even if I didn't have all that, the main dream is just to be a mum. No matter how much money I did or didn't have, I would still want kids, because I know that somehow I'd make it work. Next one. What's one thing you wish you could change about yourself? I don't know if you mean physically or mentally, so I'm going to answer for both. Physically, my nose. I hate my nose, but I'm way too scared to get a nose job. I would get a liquid rhinoplasty, which is just like filler, but I don't know if that would achieve the results that I would like. And mentally, I would change that I'm such a worrier. If there's a little bit of reason to worry about something, I'm going to worry about it to the max. I worry about things that have never happened in my life. I worry about the future. If I get overtired, I worry about my job. I have literally been in the past in the best position in my career and I'm still worrying that it's going to end tomorrow. Maybe that's a self-employed thing, that's quite normal, but I worry about the health of my family. If you could worry about it, I do. So that's something that I would change. Someone said, what perfume do you use? Oh, my perfume collection is extensive. I love a good perfume. My go-to number one, like if I had to choose one, it would be Hypnotic Poison from Dior. It's a very like rich scent, I would say. It's not floral, it's not sweet. It's very like, it smells expensive. It smells like you would wear it for a dinner out. That's my number one. Right now I've been loving Zara perfumes. Golden Decade. They've got another hypnotic one. I think it's called Hypnotic Vanilla. Pistachio Butter. That's another good Zara one. Apple Juice. I really like that in the summer from Zara. I also love Ariana Grande's perfumes. I think they're very underrated. Someone asked if I still have my rental property, and yes I do. I would kind of like to sell it when the market is right. I just don't think I earn enough from it for the aggro that it causes. But I learnt a lot from the experience, so I'll take that from it. What's a trend you're loving right now and one you hate? One I'm loving, stripes, as you can see. And a trend that I hate? Nothing really. I kind of feel like each to your own. Do you know what I mean? If I don't like it, then I'm just not going to partake. But there's nothing I can think of off the top of my head. I wouldn't say I hate it, but you know those shoes that are popular at the minute that are really chunky, like really chunky boots or really chunky trainers? If I can remember the name, I'll put it on screen. I'm not a fan of those shoes, but like I said, each to their own. Doesn't offend me. This colour's definitely going to only need 2 coats. coats. We love to see that. And the next question is, what is your favourite clothes shop at the moment? I'm going to feed into the consumerism and say TikTok shop. It's so affordable. I love that you can see people's videos on the stuff before you buy it, and it's so easy to buy on there. Like I said, too easy almost. But the Catch Me jeans in particular, in fact I had a new pair arrive today, down here, these black ones. These jeans fit me so well. They're like stretchy, they're comfortable, they're wide leg, they're high waisted, they're everything I would want in a jean. I just didn't have any black ones. I had like charcoal grey or like washed black, but I just wanted black. So yeah, TikTok shop. Do you think you'll stay in your current house forever? No, I don't think so. I love this house and I love everything about it, but I'm the kind of person that gets the itch. Like, I look on Rightmove so often and I'm not thinking about moving anytime soon. I did say when we moved in, if I talk about moving in the next 5 years, someone give me a good telling off, because the amount of time, effort and money that went into this house, I need to enjoy it. But yeah, I don't think it's our forever home. Ideally, I would like a 4-bed one day. I would like a 4 or a 5. I just want a house to fill with kids. And I don't think that house is this one. Someone also said, let me find the question, how long do you plan to stay in your house? And to that I would say, if we're lucky enough to have kids, and we're lucky enough to have 2, on the second child I think we will need to move house. Just because this house does fit 2 kids in it. I know it does, because the family that lived here before us had 2 kids. However, me and Josh both work from home, so we both need an office. So to fit 2 kids and 2 offices in this house, it would be a bit of a squeeze for us. Definitely not impossible, but I would like each child to have their own spacious bedroom, because the second and third bedrooms in this house are quite small. I would like my kids to have somewhere to play and like their own little space. I would love a playroom in a house as well. I didn't have a playroom growing up, but Leanne did, my best friend, and I have so many fond memories in her playroom. So yeah, I'd love that in the next house. If you could have any job for 24 hours, what would it be? Maybe like Sabrina Carpenter's job. Imagine being able to do that just for 24 hours, but only if like I could actually be her, not like being myself and getting up on a stage and performing. Like, I just want to be in her body for 24 hours and have her voice and be able to dance and have the confidence she has. If I had to do that as me, absolutely not. Worst nightmare. If you had to do a 1-hour presentation with no prep, what would it be about? Probably YouTube. I feel like I know so much about YouTube now. Obviously I've been doing it for like 12 years. I genuinely think I could talk about this job all day. Or not even just YouTube alone, but just like the creator industry as a whole. This is what we're dealing with on 2 coats. So now I'm going to do the top coat, and then that's this hand done. That felt so quick. Maybe it's just because I've been yapping. Someone said, any current binge-worthy shows? This winter weather is getting me down. We've just finished Squid Game, The Challenge, the new season of it. We finished it last night because the finale came out yesterday. We absolutely love that programme. It is so good. It literally has us on the edge of our seat. Even if you've never watched Squid Game, it still makes sense. So yeah, Squid Game, The Challenge on Netflix. Trigger Point, we love that. There's been a few seasons of that now. I saw today on Netflix that they've uploaded Broadchurch on Netflix, and I definitely want to go back and watch it. I used to love Broadchurch back in the day for like a crime mystery vibe, so that will probably be one of the next ones we watch. I'm really bad at remembering off the top of my head, but we actually do watch quite a lot of TV now because it's like our time together in the evening. Okay, let's talk baby names. The next one says, tell us 1 boy's and 1 girl name on your baby name list. Okay, so the girl's name, until recently I was convinced this would be what I would call my little girl, and I'm still not against it, to be honest. It might be the name we end up using one day, but the name is Ayla. I think it's so beautiful. Until recently, I think we've got a new favourite, but yeah, Ayla was number 1 for such a long time. Even now, saying it, I still love it. I just think Ayla is beautiful. And for boys, I'm going to say Albie. I think that's a really cute name too. It's not my number 1, but I do think it's sweet. What is the most you've been paid for a brand deal? Unfortunately, that money that I never got. If you know, you know. Do you pay Alice a set figure for each design, or does she get a percentage of sales? Sorry, I'm curious. You never have to be sorry about your nosy questions. I am the nosiest girl you will ever come across. So the way it works with Alice, if you didn't know, she's my best mate and also the graphic designer for the Sunnyside Designs. I will basically give her my idea. I create a PDF document. I send it over to her just to like put all of my ideas into words, really, just to try and like portray it and send it to her brain. Although a lot of the time it manifests itself in voice notes on WhatsApp, where I like try and over explain myself and my ideas. And then Alice will create the design and she keeps track of how long it takes her to create, and she has an hourly rate, so whatever that costs, that's what I pay Alice. So it's not a set figure for each design or a percentage of sales, it is however long each design takes her to create. Do you know what I mean? Some designs take hours and others are pretty quick, so it varies really how much I pay her. I will say though, and Alice will vouch for this, I am incredibly fast at paying an invoice. I hate owing people money, like no matter who it is, especially when it's Alice though. She'll send over the invoice and within maybe like 10 minutes max I've paid it. I'm such a forgetful person that if I don't do it then and there, I know I'm gonna forget. So yeah, I do not enjoy owing people money. And that's why I think when brands don't pay for like 90 days, I think how can they not be stressed over that? How are they going to bed at night and not thinking, oh my god, we owe this person this much money? I'd find it so stressful. Do you miss living at home / what do you miss most about living at home? Surprisingly, I actually don't miss living at home, which I never thought I would say, because if you watch like my moving out phase of life, I was so worried about it. I lost sleep over it every night. I was literally petrified to move out, mostly because me and my mum are so close, and that is definitely the thing that I miss most about it, is just being able to spend every evening with my parents. Like we'd always watch telly together, we'd eat dinner together every night. We're a really close family, so I do miss that. However, I feel like the time that I spend with them now is a lot more valuable. Like now when I go round for dinner, it's like a bit more of a occasion to like spend time together, do you know what I mean? So it feels more special because you've made the time to do it. So that's probably the thing I miss the most. But saying that, I wouldn't want to go back to living at home. Now that I've got my own space and my own house, I love running a house. I find it so fun. Even like the laundry and stuff, I really enjoy it. Now that I've done this top coat, I am just wiping it over with the Prep and Wipe again. You can buy a no wipe top coat, but for some reason I've never bought that. I just use the one that feels a bit sticky after until you wipe it and then it goes back to normal. I feel like I've been filming for about an hour, so it is actually taking me quite a while to do these nails. I'm taking my time, but it's because I'm talking to you guys. Sorry if this video is really long. Like I said, I hope you've got me on in the background and you're not just sat watching me. It's giving podcast in all honesty. This hand is now complete, so I'm going to move on to this one. Obviously, first thing I'm going to do, Prep and Wipe. The next question, someone said, how many orders does your small business get a week on average? I actually don't know the answer to that. Obviously some weeks are so much busier than others. I would say, if I'm being really honest, on a slow week, maybe like between 25 and 30 orders. I don't know how many orders that works out to a day. You can do the maths. But on a good week, like if I've got a product launch or something, then it can be that amount in half a day. So it varies so much. I just try not to beat myself up when it's slow, because usually if Sunnyside is slow, then YouTube is busy. And the other way around, if YouTube is slow, Sunnyside is busy. So I'm very grateful that I've got both, and I don't need Sunnyside to be busy 24/7. Equally, I don't need to be doing YouTube brand deals all the time because I've got Sunnyside. So it's nice to have both options, and it definitely takes the pressure off of both a little bit more. Definitely gives me more work because obviously it's two businesses that could be full-time businesses, but equally not having the stress of needing either to perform well feels really nice, and I think mentally that means more to me. Layer of base coat first of all. And someone said, who are your favourite YouTubers to watch? Probably true crime, like Eleanor Neal, Kendall Ray, Molly Westbrook, Danielle Kirsty. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head that I watch. True crime is probably my most watched YouTube because I'm normally doing like a rough edit of my vlog or something while I'm listening in the background. So something that's a bit more podcast style is what I've been enjoying. I love Eleanor Neal as a human as well. She is such a gem. Every time I've seen her, I just think you are sunshine in human form. Someone said, do you still have that drawing of your soulmate and does it look like your partner? Oh my god, you've been here for a long time. Thank you, my friend. If you don't know this story, basically in a video once I paid an Etsy psychic to draw my soulmate. I must still have that drawing somewhere. If I do, I'll put it on screen, but from memory I don't think it looks like Josh, so maybe don't pay an Etsy psychic to draw your soulmate. Equally though, I have seen people talking about Etsy witches where they like cast spells on their future and stuff, and I'm kind of intrigued. Does anyone want me to do it for a video? Has anyone done it? Would you recommend it? I need to do some more research on these Etsy witches because that sounds like a great time. Oh, someone said mental health check-in. Hope you're looking after yourself, girly. Thank you. That is really sweet, actually. Like I said, there's been a few tears lately of being just overwhelmed. But other than that, mentally, I think I'm actually doing really well. When you're self-employed, it's good to be busy. But sometimes I do take on too much because I'm grateful to have the jobs there when they are there. It just so happens at this time of year all the jobs come at once and it can feel overwhelming. I've just noticed that the bush behind me looks like I've got spiky hair. So yeah, to answer your question, mental health is okay at the minute. I'm actually not riddled with anxiety, and considering we're going away next week and I've not even thought about the flight or being away once, I think that's pretty good going. Someone's asked for tips to start social media. My tip would be literally just put your phone up and start filming. I feel like you just have to jump head first into social media. I think it's very different to starting a business. Like a business, you need a business plan, you need to make sure you're financially able. Starting social media is free, so there's literally no reason not to just put your phone up and start filming and post it. Especially on TikTok. I feel like TikTok and YouTube are two very different things. TikTok can be so spontaneous and you don't have to put any thought into your content really, and it can still get views and you can still gain a following. Sounds so cliche, but honestly, just do it. How does it feel being a fiance? I wouldn't know. We're not engaged yet. It's not a priority for us at all. The thought of paying for a wedding makes me feel physically sick. And planning a wedding. Recently, I've barely had time to brush my hair in the day, so the thought of planning a wedding is not for me. Someone said, are you back on fake tan? No, I'm not. But I feel like a lot of people have asked this recently because when I take photos of my hands in pictures, I actually have vitiligo, and I've never really spoken about it on camera, but let me know if you'd like me to go into more detail. It's something that I've really come to terms with and accept now. But on my hands, my palms are so pale that if I take pictures of like me holding something here, you can see the line, and I think a lot of people think I'm fake tanning, but I'm actually not. I only fake tan for weddings or like big occasions like that. Someone said, what's the age demographic that watches your videos? I'm 30 now. It's actually about my age. Let me have a look at my analytics quickly. So on YouTube, 58% of my audience is between 25 to 34. So the same age as me, which is really nice feeling because I feel like we're all at the same stages of life together. Moving on to the thin layer of Builder Gel now. Hey Hannah, a quick Sunny question here. What is her favourite toy? So cute, but her favourite toy is actually the one that she came home with from her breeder, and it's a little cow. We call it Moo Cow. That's its name. All of her toys have names. I don't know if that's normal. Is that a normal dog parent thing? Someone said, would you consider getting a second dog? I wouldn't with Sunny now, purely because I feel like Sunny gives such only child syndrome. I always thought I would get another dog when she was a little bit older, but that was before I like really knew her personality. And then someone commented on one of my videos saying that they got a second dog and they wished they hadn't because their first dog's personality really changed and they felt like they missed it being just them. So the thought of Sunny thinking, oh, I wish it was just me and Han again, makes me feel so sad. So while we've got Sunny, there will be no second dog, but then I've always said the next dog that I get, I would get two at the same time. However, after losing Josh's family dog last month, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of put me off getting another dog after Sunny. I'm sure I'll change my mind on that, but it's just heartbreaking losing a dog, and the thought of like putting myself through that, I've already got to go through it 3 more times with the 3 other dogs in my life. I just don't know how I'm going to be able to get over it, to be honest with you, and I do kind of feel like it's put me off future doggies, which is really sad. I love dogs so much, but like I said, maybe I'll change my mind on that one day. I guess it's still kind of fresh. On that topic, someone else said, can we see more day in the life / Sunny content? I love filming Sunny content because she is my world, but when I do film Sunny a lot, I normally get comments saying we're not actually that interested in your dog, and I think, oh no, it kind of offends me a bit, but I also don't want to film stuff that people just aren't interested in. So maybe on TikTok I should start like a day in the life of Sunny series or something, and then if you want that kind of content it can be over there. But I personally love Sunny content. I just love dog content. I just love dogs. And the last question I'm going to answer today, because I'm actually getting a bit of a sore throat, I need to go and make a cup of tea. Someone said, what's your favourite furniture shops? I'm moving out and struggling with a dining table specifically. Our dining table was from Belliani. What I will say is on Instagram, I started one of those group chats, you know, when everyone was doing them a while ago, and I looked at it the other day and there's loads of homeware links in there, and I think the dining table is in there, and dining chairs and light fixtures and table placemats. So go and have a look on there, and I've linked so many things that we've got. But I also love Amazon for homeware, just like the little bits and bobs, you know. Try Belliani or like a furniture outlet near you. We got our dining chairs from a furniture outlet and I'm obsessed with them. I love them. Anyway, that is all from me today while I finish this hand. I know I'm not finished yet, but like I said, I am getting a bit of a sore throat. So yeah, at least you saw me finish one hand. I'm gonna go and make a cup of tea and then finish this other hand. Thank you for sending in your questions. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this probably very lengthy video. Sorry if I didn't get around to answering your question this time. Maybe I should make Q&As a more regular thing, because I feel like every few months I think, oh my god, I haven't done a Q&A for ages and then I end up doing one. Anyway, do subscribe to see my future videos. Stick around. Like I said, next week I'm going away, so I don't think there's going to be a video from me next week, but there definitely will be one the following week. There might be one next week if I get time, but who knows? I don't want to put the pressure on because it's been a pressurised few weeks. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you will have a lovely week next week, and I'll see you again very soon with another little video. Bye guys. Love ya.